Today's throwback, we're having a look at the Impossible Toys TRNS-01 Valkyrie. Transitional Robot Neural Soldier, or not Arcee. Figured Spot wanted to go back and have a look at some of his older Transformer figures, or some of the ones that I originally reviewed. And this one was one I definitely wanted to go back to, because we are getting a lot of Arcees now. Back when this guy was released, or in this case this girl was released, there wasn't really a lot of Arcee pieces out there. And then since then we've gotten animated Arcee. We're now going to be getting, I believe, the Generations Arcee, which we've seen already images from. So yeah, I thought it was a prime time to go back and have a look at the Impossible Toys version, because I think, even though it's a very small figure, I think they still did a pretty good job on the piece. On the side, there's a picture of Valkyrie, or again, not Arcee. Recommended for ages 8 and up. It's also really a small box too, that, well, because it's such a small toy inside. On the side, the picture of Valkyrie. On the top, shows you how to transform. It looks like there's really not much involved at all. And then on the back, kind of an update to the original Generation 1 artwork. We have the Valkyries, both a pink and a green, which I think this one was released in green, but I really wanted to get pink for obvious reasons, fighting the Impossible Toys Quints, the different Quints, the scientist and prosecutor, and, well, executioner and prosecutor. So stat sheet down below there. And then on the underside, set includes Trans 1 robot, 2 times guns, instruction manual. There you go. Spot's going to take a break, reopen this, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Trans, or TRNS-01, function Valkyrie, or not Arcee. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So, having a look at Valkyrie in vehicle mode, yeah, she is really, really small. She's a very fragile piece, unfortunately, as well. But at the time that I picked this up, I don't remember how long ago I picked it up, but I definitely want to pick it up because it wasn't a very Arcee, well, an updated version of Arcee that was perfect with the Classics line that I already had in my collection. Just to kind of give you guys a scale comparison, I don't have Hot Rod here, but there's Sunstreaker. You know what? They're not that bad. She's not that bad off scale-wise, I think, to like another Classics or Generations toy. I think probably as she stacks up now, maybe she might be a little more off in scale. But I mean, yeah, she is very, very tiny. She has wheels still, so I mean, despite the fact that she's this futuristic car, she rolls. Not well, but she does roll. But you will find probably as you get this piece, or if you already have this piece, you already know, her legs are very prone, unless you kind of get the transformation, I guess, which I don't have the legs completely in there. She does feel very flimsy, though. Very light, but still, as a vehicle mode, though, she looks quite a bit like Arcee. Transformation, well, she's actually not that complicated. You're basically just going to unhinge her. You're going to take the legs from the undercarriage and just fold them out. Straighten them out. Plastic-wise, too, now, again, this is an older Impossible Toys, so, you know, it feels a little... not cheap, but the plastic doesn't feel as secure, I guess, with this original release. But you're going to fold the legs out, and then you're going to take the front section here, and I believe you're just going to unhinge this section here. Yeah, just fold it forward like that. That as well, you kind of see where her face is going to be. Take her arms, these really, really small arms, and just bring them out. I guess the arms are probably the loosest aspect of Arcee here, but you're just going to see, and there's just a little clasp right here. Make sure that you, there you go, unhinge that, and then you can bring this whole section forward. Bringing it forward, you'll see that there is this little bar that attaches the top of the car to the bottom section of where her torso is. You need to basically swing this, take this whole section, and swing it back, and then that will allow you to peg Arcee, and just make sure her arms are out of the way here. Take the whole section of Arcee and peg this into place. And then just straighten it out, kind of get those arms out of the way. These arms, I fear, are like the most fragile aspects of Arcee, but you're just going to fold those forward, and then you're just going to straighten out the legs, straighten out the feet, and just like that, you've got yourself Arcee. Does indicate really that Arcee comes with 2 side guns, and Spot's really just done his best to kind of leave the guns in his inner hand because they are so small that I didn't want to force pulling them out and then trying to put them back in. So a lot of times I just kind of keep the guns in Arcee, and really they're for storage anyways. They're ideal to just keep them in her hands, just so when you're transforming her back into car mode, you don't have to worry about changing and you know, trying to get those guns back in. So I just generally leave the guns in altogether and call it a day. She's not a bad looking figure, but again, like, she feels really flimsy. Her face, I mean, is still pretty good. Close up of that face, it looks a lot like Arcee. I guess the only thing is though, they left the face completely white, that it gets lost with the rest of the sculpt of the head. I wish they had kind of just put a little bit of pink or something in that face just to kind of bring out some of the details, but it's still, as it goes, a good solid Arcee. For Arcee's articulation, well, her head is, it's very limited. In fact, it doesn't look like it moves at all. I mean, it can move, yes, you know, up and down in a yes formation, but yeah, that's about all you can really do with her head. Her arms are in hinged sockets. They do move forward and back and out, but again, really loose. Swivel in the bicep, I guess just a single bend in the elbow. Actually, there is a double bend in the elbow as well. And it looks no articulation in her hands. She has no articulation in the waist, and then her legs are on a ball joint. Kind of an awkward ball joint because there's a hinge there that really has nothing to do with her legs necessarily, but more just due to her transformation. She has a bend at the knee and a hinge foot. You can also see too how she's got these high heels. They're painted black though, which kind of wish that they had been a different color. But coloring wise, she still looks like Arcee. She's flimsy though, and I know I've already kind of touched base on that a couple of times. She doesn't really come together. Even when you peg her into place, you peg the torso into place, the torso is still very prone to being loose, and it doesn't actually snap into place anywhere. Also, you can see too, for the amount of time that I've had the toy, the arms have gotten quite a bit loose. This one arm's not too bad. This arm, though, here has gotten quite a bit loose. But she still stacks up as a pretty good Arcee. You know, up to the point that we are getting the Arcees now, this probably would have been your best bet to get, because as a third party goes, I think they did a pretty good Arcee. It looks very movie accurate. It's just, again, a little flimsy. A little more flimsier than I had hoped. Today's Toy Spot, though, we're having a look at the Impossible Toys TRNS-01 Valkyrie, or Arcee. Certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's gonna have more Toy Spots heading your way, and other Transformers heading your way as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.